and welcome to a very special edition of Walk the Talk. This is Siachen Glacier, the highest battlefield in the world, also certainly the most hotly contested real estate anywhere. It's nearly 17,000 feet at Kumar Post. If a soldier has to walk his talk anywhere, he has to do it here. Indian soldiers have been doing it for a long time now. They've been holding these features. The features you see behind me is the Saltoro Ridge, the glacier in the middle. This is the pride of the Indian Army. This is where the Indian Army has shown the Pakistanis and the Indians are eyeball to eyeball. But in that confrontation, the Indian Army has come out better. It's not just the soldiers who've done it heroically over many years. It takes a lot out of a human being to spend even 3 months on a post like this. But one man who's made a name for himself and who's left an imprint in these parts by doing the same thing, I think he's been here 35 times, is George Fernandes. George, welcome to this very special program.
Thank you.
Welcome to be here. And what is so special about Siachen? What is it that keeps bringing you here?
Well, essentially, the men who are posted here, they are, as you very rightly observed just now, at a place where life is very, very difficult. On becoming Minister of Defense, I first came here. And what I discovered was a snowmobile,
Right.
which was broken.
Where was that?
It was at the base camp.
Right.
I asked the officer who was taking me around,
Right.
what is this? And he said, this is the snowmobile. What is it used for?
Right.
To deliver victuals and other
To deliver?
victuals
I see.
and other things which our men who are up there, anywhere up to 20,000 feet, what they need there. But I found that it was a broken piece. So I asked this officer, but this is broken. How are you going to send the provisions? He said, well, we have some more, but most of them are in a bad shape. We have asked for new ones, and they have not yet come. So I asked him, when you say you have asked for new ones and they have not yet come, how long was it? He said, over a year. So I became very angry, because I had seen a bit of the glacier. I had known a lot about the glacier as a member of parliament. When a lot of parents would come to me and say, please bring our son from there, you can do it. And I never agreed to do it, telling them that you would like other people's sons to be there and your son to be back here just because you have approached to me. No,
Right.
can't be done. So I knew what exactly Siachen was. But I felt miserable when I saw Siachen and the conditions in which the soldiers lived here. Miserable also because I used to be very harsh with those parents who used to come to my house and ask for my help in getting their sons home. When I went back to Delhi after my visit here, one of the things I did was to ask for the files. And I discovered that the files were moving from one table to another, perhaps in the same room.
What in the Defense Ministry is called putting the file in orbit.
Yes, it was in orbit.
So if you want to stall something, you say put it in orbit.
That's right.
That means put a roundabout noting,
That's right.
so nobody can take a decision.
And this one was literally moving from one table to the other, perhaps. Anyway, what I found was that for a year and 2 months, nothing was happening. So I sent for these officers, asked them, why did they delay this, and they had no answer.
Right.
I passed the orders about procuring these immediately from wherever they are procured. And I also passed a very long order that any person who comes to on a
Ministry of
tenure
Defence.
to the Ministry of Defence, if he has anything to do with the needs, requirements of the
Armed forces.
armed forces, he should spend 1 week at the Siachen Glacier, twice during his tenure. He should spend 1 week at the Rajasthan desert.
See, that is the criticism sometimes, that Indian soldiers live in very extreme conditions in many places. Run of Kutch is one. Ladakh has been there for a long time. Kargil is there. So Siachen has become a symbol. So is it, the criticism is that, are you doing it because Siachen is sexy? Because Siachen has much more publicity value?
No, the order is
We are shooting at Siachen, we are not shooting at Kutch, because
Fine.
Siachen is what people remember.
fine, but my order is that during the summer months, height of the summer, you will be in Rajasthan desert. Height of winter, sorry,
Sorry, okay.
yeah, this happens here.
Right.
This is not a flat road. Yeah.
This is tough for you to come, but if you're doing it at your age, I am less worried.
Well, I feel still young. I
And
really
these
don't feel.
soldiers do it at a
old.
much younger age, but they give the prime years of their lives here. So
Yeah, no,
for us, it's a little interlude.
yeah. At the height of the monsoon, they should be in
In the northeast,
Run of Kutch.
right, which gets flooded.
Yes, and as I said, glacier, Run of Kutch, Rajasthan desert.
George, we've all heard the scooter story, the snow scooter story. We know they came. We also know you send these officers. Now you're sending them routinely. It's been, at one level, great publicity. At another level, I suppose, a morale booster for the troops. But the fact is that even under you, the same ministry returned 9,000 crores unspent last year.
Yes,
And this was money that was allocated to buy equipment, to buy weaponries, to buy better clothing. 9,000 crores could have changed a lot of the soldiers' lives and also given them much greater firepower.
you are absolutely right. Part of it was earmarked for the AJT. Part of it was earmarked for helicopters. Part of it for submarines, and these purchases cannot be compressed in 1 year. You start at a particular time. The trials take place. You are not satisfied. There's something that is wrong. It goes back, whether it is Russia or whether it is France or whether it is somewhere else. Then it comes back, and then you have the price negotiations.
George, I know that is procedure, but the fact is that just as you cannot hurry these things, the requirements can also not be postponed. We are now standing at a helipad, which I am told is the highest helipad for twin-engine helicopters, at least of the kinds that we possess. Now, these army units could have done with a more modern helicopter, with more modern engines, with better capacity. Isn't it criminal to delay that for whatever reason? Because these requirements have been there for many years.
It is not the ministry that is delaying it. It is not the army that is delaying it. It is no one. It's
Who's delaying it?
the delay is the system itself, because these are items which take, number one, a long time in production. You place an order, and the other side, take for instance, just now we are facing a situation where 3 frigates that we had asked the Russians to produce, the gun that they fixed on it, didn't work. It should have come at the much before the beginning of the year, and we are yet to
But
get.
now I think the chief is going to
That's
fetch them.
right.
But George, if it takes so long for a weapon system to be produced in a factory, that process can only start after orders are placed. Can't we do something to hasten our processes so these delays don't take place? Now AJT has now gone on for more than a decade. A better helicopter, almost every element of our armed forces is waiting for equipment that's been asked for many years ago, and that's been justified many years ago.
I am afraid that the AJT may wait for another 2 or 5 years, because the Americans have now said that the British aerospace, the manufacturers of that, are bribing people, including people in India. So now we will start another process. And this is how it has been. And it is not only about the AJT, it has happened about innumerable.
But do you think they're actually
items.
bribing, or it's just an allegation?
As far as I know, my ministry, I have never ever allowed anybody who is going to bribe anybody to enter that place.
We saw a story that appeared, I think, in a British paper on AJT and British Aerospace, which suggested that British Aerospace was bribing people, and it quoted heavily from Tehelka transcripts to make that point. Is that something that's bothering you? Tehelka revisiting you, and has that slowed down the processes?
No. Tehelka, they have quoted, and they have quoted what that fellow had spoken in whatever circumstances he spoke it.
That's your own party's treasurer.
Yes, maybe. That doesn't make any difference.
But what circumstances are you referring to?
I am referring to the circumstances. As far as he is concerned, he went on record to say that whatever I spoke was not right. I was blabbering. I was under influence of whatever, and so on and so forth. But if you today quote what he had said under influence of alcohol, or because he thought that he was going to become a great big industrialist, because these people who were trying to make a monkey out of him were telling him that they are coming with God knows how many million or $billion. You should also thereafter quote what he had said subsequently.
No, that's true, but the fact is, you are saying that now there are allegations on AJT as well. So that will scare the system. Is that what you're saying? And people will get worried, and this process will again slow down.
No, this is not only for the AJT. It has been happening over a period of time.
So isn't it your job as a minister to cut through this? Because you are somebody who came with credibility. To what extent has Tehelka damaged it?
Tehelka has damaged to the extent that there is hardly any official in the ministry who would like to put a signature for anything that is to be purchased. He would like to postpone it, he would like to put it off, he would like to do whatever he has to do to take the matter to the point.
Or send the file in orbit.
And because he thinks that the best way for him to survive, and not, he says it in so many words. So I do not want to be arraigned before any tribunal or before.
So the decision is not taken in his tenure.
That's right.
The next man has to take it.
And the next man carries on.
So what kind of systems are delayed because of this psychology now?
I can't offhand tell you.
But the major ones, like the AJT, like the submarines.
The AJT has gone into that. The Scorpene, for instance, had to be taken, and there have been.
Scorpene is a French submarine, which is a smaller submarine.
That's right. And the same kind of noises have been made about that.
So has that been delayed
Helicopters,
as well?
we have had to go through the same kind of experience there. Yes, these things delay.
But if the armed forces require it, isn't it for the political leadership then to say, we don't care, this is what we believe in, we'll do it. We'll face the consequences. If there are scandals tomorrow, if there are controversies.
The court is not going to listen to that. And if a political activist or a minister does it, the man who is his rival or his opponent, he is not going to accept that. It's a terrible world.
But it comes back at you because you use Bofors to damn not just a whole Rajiv government, but the Gandhi dynasty. It's going on. The gun's been proven very good. But 17 years hence, that controversy does not die out, and you and the NDA don't let it die out. Anytime political temperatures go up, we start looking for Kathroki. So isn't it necessary then for the political system to now come clean and stop it? So maybe come clean on Bofors, come clean on this.
Come clean on Bofors by prosecuting those who had taken the money. How else? Is that what you are suggesting?
No, it works differently because
it is in the court.
Because the other side can then say that we can only stop when we come to power, when we prosecute everybody else who we think took the money.
Well, if someone
so then it becomes a vicious cycle.
Well, if there is a reason to prosecute, there should be prosecution, no matter who. That alone will finally cleanse the system. In our country, we don't prosecute. We institute a case and let it die, or let the man against whom the case is, let him die.
George, all this is fine, but don't you think the political system needs a Ganga Snan of sorts now? That both sides come together and say there was a problem with Bofors, 17 years have gone past. There was a problem with Tehelka, 3 years have gone past. The armed forces are suffering. Let's not come together and on an all-party basis set up some kind of a mechanism. It can be judicial, which then oversees the deals of wherever controversies are, and both sides are then bound by it, because this way no country which is facing a permanent hostile situation can manage its armed forces.
Well, in the post-Kargil developments, the group of ministers that was set up at the end of the inquiry, Kargil inquiry, has actually more or less decided.
But it will not work with the group of your ministers. It has to work with you sitting across the table with the opposition. There has to be some kind of a truce or a give and take.
Well, if it is a give and take which is based on truth, which is based on integrity, yes. But if it is a situation where
it's a political settlement.
Yeah, if it is a political settlement where you are a crook, I am a crook.
No, not like that. But the fact is, Bofors, Vin Chadha is no more, Mr. Bhatnagar is no more, Rajiv Gandhi is no more. There are a couple of people left. How long is that going to be taken? Just the practicality of a Bofors prosecution, when the weapon system is proving so useful, when Rajiv Gandhi has been punished, his party has been punished by the people of India. I think it may be necessary at some point to come to some kind of a truce.
Well, that's as they say in Parliament, in response to a question.
Right.
That's some matter for consideration.
But it's a possibility.
It should be.
Given the fact that we have permanently hostile borders, we face the threat of war anytime, isn't it a possibility we should look at?
Well, it's worth examining. I can say only that much at the moment. Because
but it takes two to clap.
Yeah, it's true. It always takes two to clap, as long as the clapping is for something that is good.
But George, I as a taxpayer resent this. The fact is that last year your government put a surcharge on my income, my hard-earned income, by saying that we face threats on our borders, we need more money. On that surcharge, your government collected 5,000 crores. Then at the end of the year, you returned 9,000 crores, and CAG has noticed it. I just feel very cheated because I paid that money thinking that this is going for the country's defense, and you've returned twice as much.
No, that money will go to the country's defense. It won't go anywhere else, except that the money, the items for which it was meant could not be purchased during the year for reasons that are obvious.
But do you see also a possibility maybe that if things go on, we've seen some peace moves on our side, the Prime Minister's overture at Srinagar. Do you see this process going forward now?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Why do you think this time it has more juice or more steam than in the past?
For the reason that Pakistan is, insofar as its economy is concerned, in a miserable condition. It's being made to carry on with the money that the Americans pump in. Secondly, the initiative that the Prime Minister has taken has not just caught the imagination of the world, but people everywhere have supported this, and it's going to be rather tough for anyone.
So you are not one to get pessimistic after General Musharraf's recent statements,
Well, General Musharraf makes
saying there
statements.
may be another Kargil or
No, he makes such statements without knowing what he is most of the time speaking. Because in this Kargil statement, or whatever the statement that he made,
to Prannoy Roy.
yes, that's it. There are so many contradictions that one doesn't know what to take and what to leave. And there's one point that he has made, that there can be another Kargil. Well, another Kargil means he will have to take another beating. Another Kargil doesn't mean that he is going to emerge as a great hero. On the contrary, he'll take another beating, and he'll take the lives of 1,000 of his men.
But there's a problem with dictators in Pakistan, because most of them don't end up very well, and the only way perhaps one could is by reaching some kind of a peace with India, because Pakistani dictators either fight a war against India and go into exile in disgrace, or they were deposed or killed or jailed by their successors. So is that something General Musharraf should remember?
Unfortunately, all those you named learnt it their own way. They didn't learn from what had happened to their predecessors. So I do not know whether General Musharraf will think about this and take a positive approach to the issues that are presently on the agenda between India and Pakistan.
But you still believe that this time this process has more steam than Lahore or Agra?
Yes.
And is it more because of international situation, or it's more because of Pakistan's internal situation, or because we are more prepared this time for peace, temperamentally or otherwise?
I think it is a configuration of all these.
But you will be less pessimistic, or are you a bit more optimistic this
I am
time?
very optimistic.
This time.
If I were not optimistic, in all matters I am optimistic. If I were not an optimistic person,
But let me talk
I wouldn't have
specifically in this
survived.
case, in the case of this peace initiative.
I am optimistic. I'm convinced that there is room for optimism here.
So we are then getting into a good situation, because with China things seem to be improving. With the Pakistanis, you say now this process may have a little more steam. So you think a situation where our Jawans in Siachen and elsewhere have lived in this constant state of facility, eyeball to eyeball, are you looking forward to this changing, or you think this will go on for some time?
Well, it will all depend on what kind of peace we are able to get. If it is a peace where all the irritants are removed, and it is a compact, not of a lifetime, but with no end,
In perpetuity.
in perpetuity.
It's like ending the blood feud that's gone on.
Yes, that's
It's
the
like
way-
a blood feud, isn't it?
That's the right word. Yes. So if we are able to achieve that, then I believe Siachen, it cannot become a playground. It cannot become a summer sports ground. But Siachen can be
Can
something,
certainly be a place that
something that binds the divided subcontinent.
Well, George, thank you very much. Let's conclude this on this very optimistic note. Thank you very much. It's an act of courage. I won't refer to your age again, but to come here in this climate is an act of courage. Thank you very much.
So was there an act of courage in your part, your tone, which has been bothering me for so long?
Well, thank you. It's a niggle. I think consider it a niggle. I won't ask you for a medal for this. Well, thank you very much for watching this very special episode of Off the Talk. We'll be back with you next week with another guest, some other interesting ideas. Until then, thank you very much.